Gamers over the years have learned that setting too high of expectations for upcoming games of interest usually doesn't pan out in favor of the gamer. I've certainly been guilty of getting lost in the hopium, but now that I run a gaming YouTube channel, I try to pull myself back a little bit and set reasonable expectations, even if they're not what I was personally hoping for. Well, for Hogwarts Legacy, I got lost in the hopium. And with this recent gameplay showcase, even though overall I did greatly enjoy it, a few things kind of whacked me in the face and brought me back to, should I say, reality. Now, if you guys noticed in the title of this video, I said that I'm not happy about this in Hogwarts Legacy, but, and but is the key word here, because I gotta say that what I'm looking most forward to with this game seems to have been done pretty darn well, and that is the open world exploration of this nostalgic wizarding world setting. I mean, just look at the castle. This is real unedited gameplay right here, and the place looks magnificent. You got owls coming in and out of the owlery, and students flying over you on their broomsticks, and then you add in the fact that Alan 2, Hogwarts Legacy's game director, said that if you can see it, you can go to it, which makes it that much more exciting. The environments alone and the freedom of exploration that comes with that has me sold on the game, and even if everything else ends up being rather mediocre, honestly, I still think Hogwarts Legacy has a good chance of being an above-average gaming experience, at least for myself. There's also several other aspects of the game that I think look pretty good or have potential to be really good. But the point of this video is to talk about what I wasn't too happy about. Please share your thoughts below in the comments. The first dialogue cutscene that we got to experience was the first part where I realized I might have been hoping for something too good. I don't know if I've just been spoiled with Larian Studios and Baldur's Gate 3 or what, but I was definitely expecting better in this particular department.
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about.
First thing you may notice here is the quality of the audio not being good, but I do want to point out that the overall stream had kind of a robotic sound quality to it, so it might have something to do with that. It's also possible that the vocal tracks are still in a mixing type phase, or maybe the audio in this particular build was just going through a testing channel, or all of the above. Regardless, I'm praying to Merlin that on official release we have some good, crisp, full audio. I think that's important. And in the future, if this is something that is going to improve, I think it would be nice if Avalanche would mention that to us during their showcases so that we know. Now, something that probably won't change is the kind of unnatural feeling of the voice acting. I'm definitely getting that scripted feel, but hey, maybe that's just me. The animations are also not the greatest, as there's some unnatural cheek and eye movements. The characters' mouths don't really move that well. They kind of got like a Bell's palsy thing going on. And what the heck is up with the lip syncing? Once again, this could just partially be an audio stream problem, but it was definitely unexpected. The dialogue cutscenes got a little better later on in the presentation, which was good to see. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I was expecting better. This is one of the biggest franchises in existence, and things like animations and voice acting just require some more money to be put into them. And we all know that Warner Bros. Has plenty of money, and they're going to make plenty more off of this game. I doubt that this is an Avalanche software issue, so to say. If anything, it will probably be your traditional giant publisher forcing a game to be released at a certain time, even if it's only 70% as good as it could be. It could also just be someone making the decision that they don't need to dump extra money in a particular area of the game, because the game will probably make good money regardless. Just look at mobile games, for example. Companies don't have to take the high quality route to make good money, unfortunately. With all that said, the quality of the dialogue cutscenes is probably fairly normal quality for a lot of games out there, and it won't ruin the entire experience for me, but I mean, come on, this is Hogwarts Legacy. It's a bit of a letdown. Let's hope that it at least improves a little bit. Next up is something that didn't bother me at first, but then I started thinking to myself, once again, this is Hogwarts Legacy. It's supposed to be the ultimate Hogwarts player experience. And that is not being able to play Wizard's Chess or Gobstones. Leisurely type activities like these could be huge in an open world game like this. But as of now, I'm leaning towards there possibly not being that much to do in this department. Alan 2 was even asked a question by content creator ExpectoGo of what kind of leisurely activity can we do? And to be honest with you, I didn't really feel like Alan had a great answer, and he seemed to veer his response more towards doing missions and side quests. Now, I barely play minigames in RPGs, but Wizards, Chests, and Gobstones are kind of core to Hogwarts. And even just knowing that you have the option to interact with something like a chessboard adds a whole nother level of immersion to the game. We already know that we can't play Quidditch, which is fine in my opinion, as Quidditch would be a pretty big system to implement, even though I think they could have done it. But it's kind of a game in and of itself, and this game is already seemingly massive, so I understand. But knowing Quidditch didn't make the cut, and then starting to see all these other smaller things that we can't do either, it really makes you wonder, are there going to be that many things to do outside of just following the main story? And the point of this section isn't really particularly about those games, it's just more so bringing up the idea that if they didn't include those, like what else is there not in the game? I'm not a game developer, but from my stupid perspective, would it really have been that crazy to have some devs focus on an animated chess game? I mean, playing Wizards chess with the animated pieces has potential to be such a cool, immersive experience. Imagine just chilling in your common room and watching the knight piece behead a fellow house member's bishop. The little moments like these can really make for a special experience and make a world not feel as empty. And these types of minigames also bring an opportunity to add something such as multiplayer to the game without taking away from the core single-player experience. Imagine being able to play minigames if you wanted to against other players that are not actually in your world, so to say. I probably shouldn't leave out the House Cup, which we are told is going to be part of the narrative, but it's not a gameplay system. We're going to need Avalanche to expand on that a little bit more, but it doesn't sound like we'll be getting or losing, or should I say gaining or losing house points as we play the game, which is another missed opportunity in my eyes. The game could have some system where you lose house points if you fail a stealth mission like sneaking around the restricted library, and then gain house points by successfully doing challenges, such as completing missions without taking damage or something like that. Having the house hourglasses in the game is great, and it's a nice shout back to the Harry Potter lore. But if the house glasses don't really do anything, or I don't know if we can affect it really in any meaningful way, kind of takes away that greatness. We'll have to wait for more information though, because it was a bit confusing that they said it will have a narrative role, but it's not a gameplay system. Overall though, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was a bit worried that there's going to be a lack of extra side leisurely immersive things to do. Moving on to something a little bit more nitpicky, let's talk about the character creator. Honestly, I thought it was pretty good, but they left out two things that would have made the experience complete, and that is a height and body size slider or preset setting. You can go through all of these really cool options to roleplay yourself or whatever, but ultimately you can't create yourself or the character that you want because of two missing categories. I would be happy with just 3 settings for height, short, average, or tall. And then for body size, something like skinny, athletic, average, and chubby, I think are all that I would need to be satisfied. I mean, how fun would it be to RP a short, chubby Slytherin kid who Avada Kedavras the world into oblivion? The NPCs in the game are going to certainly be of varying heights, and our character should be allowed that option as well. I guess there's a slight chance that this could still be added in the game and we didn't get to see it, but I would say it's probably not looking good. And that's about all I have to say right now. I'm looking forward to the next gameplay showcase. The main point of this video is just point out a few things. Hopefully those things can be fixed a little bit, but also kind of just to bring up the idea that a lot of us do get lost in the hype of a game, including myself. And I'd probably say more oftentimes than not that that image that you have in your head of the perfect game doesn't actually come true. Now, with that said, very excited for Hogwarts Legacy. I'm going to be focusing on a lot more of the positive aspects over the next couple months up to the release. I've done plenty of other Hogwarts Legacy content if you guys would like to check it out. I'll leave a few links below. Catch you guys in the next one.